Today is a very exciting day, guys, because today I'm going to build my awesome pedalboard with an awesome little case that I got from my awesome girlfriend. I'm really excited about getting this going because I always had a really shitty pedalboard with some pieces of wood and stuff, and now I finally have a case like this. Also, the awesome thing with this board is that I'm going to be using a Spot Pro CS7 power supply. I really am looking forward to working with an awesome supply like this. In the past I have been using power supplies like this fuel tank underneath my little board, and I've also used it on my bigger board in conjunction with this, the gig rig generator. And I was kind of looking at the modular power system and everything and thinking, wow, I can make a great sounding modular power supply system because I got this with my MIDI 8 switcher, but actually getting all of the stuff with this to actually use all of my pedals would end up costing a ton of money. And going with a Spot CS7 would simply be even cheaper than to just buy all of this extension stuff for this. So these power supplies I'm going to be selling. Just for reference, this was actually my first pretty good board, and it is of 2 pieces right now. The feet are off of it, and as you can see, it really had its best day. So let's dive straight into making my awesome pedalboard, guys. Okay guys, so we are done here with the board. And I am basically going to do the basic layout of the board with my pedals. And I already have put my pedals on here a few times, so I know what layout is going to work. So what I do is I put my wah pedal first. Then I have my tuner pedal, which will go basically like this. From there on I will be using my MIDI 8 by the Gig Rig, which is an awesome pedal switcher. It is a little bit big and a little bit heavy, but it does the job. This basically was actually one of the first actual switchers with MIDI and everything that was on the market. I think it was the first pedalboard switcher that you could get on a regular basis, which I really dug. So from there I have the Boss Power Stack, which I'm going to use here in the corner. And then I did have this MXR here, which is a very nice pedal, the MXR GTOD. I do not like the normal GTOD side with my Marshall, but the awesome thing with the GTOD is that you have a switch inside there and you can switch between the GTOD and the Zek Wild overdrive pedal, and I really dig the Zek Wild in here, so I have it set on the Zek Wild setting. But the awesome thing, you actually get 2 pedals with this. 2 pedals in one. That's so awesome. So I do have the power outputs here going from the MIDI 8 because it has a power out going to the tuner, and then from the tuner to the wah. So that will be attached very soon, but for now I have my clone here. And then I have my Line 6 Echo Park here, and I have my M5 here. So as you can see, I also have the jacks already attached to the pedals, so that I can see how they will be going next to the other pedals, because that basically gives me a very nice view of the size I have here. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to attach my MIDI cable. This is a very nice MIDI cable by Rockboard. It is awesome because it has a very flat end on here and it is angled, so that makes it very awesome to plug it in a switcher like this if you don't have a lot of space. And these also are Rockboard cables. The other cables I'm going to be soldering, and I will switch these out with soldered cables as well, but I don't have enough ends as it is right now, so I'm using these. These are actually really good cables, but I am going to be upgrading those, so look out for that as well. And this guy goes in like that here. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be running the cables nice and tight underneath there, and I'm going to be attaching a few of the power cables like these ones, which will be attached to the wah and the tuner. Also, I am going to be using the Spot CS7 as my power supply. So guys, if you are curious, the MIDI 8 basically takes up about 600 milliamps with all of the lights on, and that is never going to be happening. So basically it doesn't even draw that. So the CS7 can really handle that guy. So don't be afraid of using a CS7 with a MIDI 8 if you have one. So what I do with the power is, in this case I will be running it like this. I have the cables in this tuner and then I'm running it underneath. And what I might actually do is I might take this Velcro off and put some pedalboard tape on here, double-sided, and then I will put some Velcro on there also, but that is something I'm going to do after wiring up the whole board, and if it is needed, because I also might need some pedalboard tape elsewhere. So what I do now is I take off the GTOD for now, so that I have the optimum space that I need. I plug in the cables and now I fit the power. Also, it is very handy to know which power is what. So this guy is the input and that guy is the output. So this goes to the actual wah. I will plug that in so that I don't forget it. And plug that in as well. So I have a very tiny space here where I can basically run these cables because there is no Velcro. So what I do is I line it up here and I just give it a very tight wiggle, and that makes it work extremely well. Okay, so this cable will need to turn around. We are going to use it like that. And now the way in which I'm going to be hiding that power cable is actually, I'm going to use my awesome pink scissors, because these are the best scissors to do pedalboard jobs. I'm going to lift up the base and I am going to hide the cables underneath here. So the awesome scissors of doom are going to be resting here for a little bit, because I want to hide that cable very nicely. So what I do is I put it in the battery compartment and I put it like so. Give it a nice wiggle so that it actually stays on pretty good. Again, try to hide it as much as I can, because I hate cables that are coming out like that. So I will lift up the MIDI 8 and will hide that cable as well. And that is, make sure the cable is flat. Okay, so it is now flat against the MIDI 8. And for now that will do. One quick second here, making it as tight as possible with all the cables here. And now those cables basically disappear. And guys, if you want to know what I think about this board, which is also a board from Rockcase by Warwick, I think, please check out my review. I don't know if it is online yet, but it will come on my channel, so please check that out if you want to. I also will have done a unboxing for this and my first impressions. Please check that out if you want to know anything about the Spot CS7 Pro. I will also do a review on this because there aren't a lot of reviews about this guy, so I will be doing that. And now I will try to hide this MIDI cable here. Try to make it as flat as possible against back of this pedal, which isn't very easy. This will move anyway, so that will be done again. Okay, so that cable is way too high. That will need some pedalboard tape, and I guess this will also need it then. So yes, that's not so awesome, but for now I will be running that cable here then. Okay, so for now it will have to be here, but I am looking forward to hide that cable a little bit more. Okay, so now let's check out some power cables. Okay, so the yellow ones are the short ones with the CS7. So let's try to get the short ones out first and see if they reach. So I will see if this guy will reach here. Okay, so that reaches very. Don't know if I like that. I will probably use a longer one with that, but I think it will still reach here, because I will also hide that cable. And I'm going to use one of these high milliamp outputs for the M5 as well. I think from now on I will be using the longer ones. So the longer ones are white. That's how you can tell they are a bit longer. I wish they would do angled plugs on this side. That would really help this out, in my opinion. So we have one white one there. We have one there. Wow. That is not, that's not so great. We are going to have to switch that out at least. Yeah, that's really not ideal actually. I really hoped they would make it a lot longer, but I guess they don't like putting it in this fashion. Yeah, it seems like this is not going to be the best way of doing it. I might actually need to do it a little bit differently then. Let's see if I can fit it here in between these guys. Oh, this is not ideal, guys. Cables are a bit short. Yeah. This is not ideal. We are going to try to make this work, but it will not be the easiest job. Okay, so this one had to go to the GTOD. Okay, so there is still one we need to run, and that is for the looper switcher, the MIDI 8s. And we need the high current one for that. That will go here. So that is going to need a lot of tightening. Not looking that great at the moment. I was really hoping I would be able to do it in a different way, but I guess this is going to be how it is. Let's see if we can hide it a little bit underneath there. That would be awesome. Okay, so a few things we need to be doing now is I actually will need to Velcro this down to the board. Then I will need to hide a little bit more of these cables, and that will be it for now. So what I'm going to need to do is I am going to need to Velcro this down, and I've decided that in order to make this as tight as possible I will be needing some dual lock for that, and also for this guy, and maybe also for that guy, really to hide some of the cables that I do not want to be seen on here. So here is my dual lock, and basically what I want to do with this is I want to make a little riser for the power supply so that the cables can go underneath. So let's take the tape off of the tape. Okay, so that that's that, and I am going to remove all of these plugs for now. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to cut this amount of dual lock 4 times for here and here, and then I'm going to put some Velcro on top of that because that sticks way better to this board in this case. Okay, so that is the length. With these guys you will also tend to find that these little black things will go everywhere. So that's just a kind reminder for you to be careful where those go. So what I do now is I just put it on there so that I can tell where I need to this off. Okay, so that's for there. What I can do now is do the same again, going a little bit overboard so that I don't cut too much actually. Now the last time it's on there, cutting it. I actually don't know if you were able to see that, but I hope you did see that. So what we are doing now is I am attaching it to each other so that we do have that little bit of riser that we want. Where's that other piece? Here it is. So what I do is I make that riser and then I put it on there. And this is going to be what we are going to do, and then we are going to put some more of the normal Velcro on top of that, and that will be it. So once again, going over it to be 100% certain that it is tight on there. And right now we are going to apply it. This is really strong stuff, so if something moves it will be not this dual lock, but it will be the Velcro. And this will give us the ability to actually run some of these really thick cables underneath there without any problems. So let's attach the other one to this. We're going to really press on it because the first few seconds / minutes that it is applied really are going to decide how strong the connection is going to be. If you leave this on with some gaps where it really doesn't touch, then after a while it will undermine the integrity of the connection. That's actually funny because the guy from Premier Guitar really used that word a lot in his Pedalboard video. So let's see if the cables fit underneath there right now. Bearing in mind that the added Velcro that we will add now will also make it a little bit higher. So yes, the cables do run underneath right now, and it will also help with the new Velcro on there as well. So with this Velcro you will find that at the sides there is a little part that actually doesn't have Velcro on it. It's kind of like that part of it that really just is there stuff where the hooks are on there. So you want to be certain that you have the most of the Velcro actually on that dual lock so that you don't have a lot of that stuff on there. and we measure it a tiny snip so we know where to cut it. Let's try it to be a little bit straight here. Okay, so what we do is we do that in half with the help of a little paper here that allows us to see where the middle is of this guy. Okay, so what I tend to do is I run that bit with the without the hooks. I put that in the middle so that I have the strongest connections at the outside so that it won't come loose from itself. So let's do one side. Again, the first few seconds that it gets attached really determine how well it is going to stick. So you really want to make sure you have it well on there in the first few seconds. Really kind of push it on there. And this will be a great type of riser for it. And I see I have a little bit of spare Velcro here and I want to cut that off, because if you have a little bit too much over the sides, that will cause it to come loose actually, and you don't want that. It really undermines the integrity of the connection. Okay, so that's it guys, pretty clean. Pretty clean. Okay, so let's try it out now. So I have that one in the high voltage, that one also in a high voltage, that one as well. These guys. What I see here is that basically two of these guys are yellow, and in my weird OCD mind no, actually they are looking pretty good because they are on the outside. I wanted to put them next to each other, but they are on the outside, so that really is also close enough. Okay, so that's pretty good. I will put those cables underneath in a few seconds, but for now, that's pretty good. I don't know how I'm going to run that cable. Maybe I go underneath, do it like that. Maybe that will be the best way. Yes, and this one indeed also. But I don't think that will be a great connection for the MIDI 8 to have those risers underneath there. Again, that will undermine the integrity of the, and that is not something we want to be doing. Okay, so let's check out if the board powers up using a very handy cable that is right here. Wow, everything switches on. Of course, the clone we're not able to see, but it also has power, I'm pretty sure of that. I really do think that Pedalboard OCD is a thing. because I really have that stuff. I want everything to be nice and neat, and this is not so neat at the moment. It is still not neat enough for me actually. I don't know how I am going to make this cable disappear. I might do the riser on here actually. Might need that. Maybe that will solve a little bit of the problems that we have. But still, this will be kind of in the way. If we put it underneath here, which I think is not really an option. Or is it? I don't think it. I want this board to be as clean as I can, but sometimes you just cannot do what you thought you were going to do in the first place. I think that is going to be the compromise we have to make. Might need to hide underneath the MIDI as well. This is turning out a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be. Trying to think here. No, we cannot run it like that. Case, I think we will go like this. Okay guys, so what I am going to try here is I'm going to try to put bigger strips on this guy and see if that will make the difference that we needed to make. So I'm going to try it with one, and if that sticks the way I want it to stick, then we might have a winner. So let's check that out and see if that sticks the way I want it to stick. That will probably end up being just fine. Let's try this out. Yeah, it sticks good enough. Good enough for me at least. Hey guys, so I am back and I've done a few things in the time you were gone, and I apologize. I ran out of battery and I couldn't resist doing a little bit more detail work on here in the meantime. So that is actually what I did. I made some risers for the MIDI-8s. We have the cables for the MIDI-8 and the GTOD underneath the MIDI-8. Attached the line 6 to the board with some pedalboard tape as well. And now the cables can run fine underneath there. So the MIDI cable is running underneath there, underneath the MIDI 8, going here into MIDI. And I might actually zip tie these together just to make it look really nice. What I also did is the cables that were here, I pushed them underneath the base of the board. So here it is pretty nice, pretty cool looking here. And the only thing I really don't like too much is this cable here, but it is what it is, guys, and it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. So right now that's probably it actually for powering the board, but now I will need to make some cables, and I will not be taking you long for that because yeah, making cables is basically a very slow, very not exciting thing to do, and you can find a lot of videos of doing that with some guys that are really way better than me at doing that. So check out some of those videos if you want to know how to build cables. But what I am going to do with you guys is I am going to measure off some cable that I will be making here in this for this pedal board build. This cable is some nice Sommer cable from the guys at Thomann. Pretty nice. It is pretty high quality. So what I tend to do is I measure off a lot more than I will need. Okay, so this will be more than enough for that cable. So that will be one of those cables, and then we need another one. And that will go to here. So right now I'm going to make those cables because I really tend to think that if you cut all the lengths, you are going to forget for which pedals you cut them. So I will be back, guys. Okay guys, so I've been building all these cables and I kind of ended up with what is actually the board that is done. There are a few things that I still need to do, like I need to strip up some of these cables because they are really going everywhere here and I like them to be nice and neat. But for now we are really looking very good with the pedal board. I also need to write all of the pedals down and the settings and all of the stuff, but the settings will come when I'm going to try it out with the band. So let's try plugging in the power. Power just goes in here, and we have power to all of the pedals. As you can see, only this guy doesn't have an LED because the LED is basically the only thing that is drawing the current with these sorts of pedals, and it would only take up more space and stuff. But that's why I left it out of here. This is a really nice pedal. I really enjoy it. If you want to check out the this clone pedal, please check out the clone. That will be in cards appearing right now on the screen. The GTOD, very awesome pedal. We have the Echo Park, really good delay, but kind of noisy sometimes. And we also have the line 6 and 5, which works really brilliantly at the moment. Also the Boss, which is kind of an it's kind of when I need my Marshall sound but I don't have my Marshall, then I can just take this pedal. It is a ST2 power stack, really awesome pedal. You can get some great Marshall sounding things out of there. My MIDI 8 here, and then my regular Crybaby which is only modified to be a true bypass wah. And as you can see now, we can plug in here, again plug in here, and this board is basically ready to go. The only things I will be changing out is I will be using some soldered cables here instead of the Rockboards. They are pretty great Rockboards. You can't even hear the difference, but I like the soldered cables, so I'm going to solder some awesome cables for this when I have the plugs and when I have the time, and also going to write what everything is here, and then I think I am done. I really enjoy the fact that it is all powered from the one spot. I have tried it out with my amp with a ton of gain, and I cannot get it to make extra noise with the pedals. It is super quiet with this awesome one spot CS7, which is an awesome power supply. Really great power supply. It really helps to make the rig quiet. I really enjoy this setup, guys. So right now, just for demonstration purposes, let's check out how the board closes. So we take this lid and we just put it on top of there. And I also have made sure that no pedals are touching the borders of this board, so everything will be nice and stay the same. So right now it is in a case. I can take it and I no longer have to worry about destroying these pedals. Really awesome. So there you have it, guys, my awesome pedal board. It is fully built and I really enjoyed it. So in part 2 you can expect all the sounds from this puppy, and we're going to go through all of the pedals more in detail. This was kind of more the planning and how the board turned out, because there was quite a lot of work put into this board, and I really enjoyed the sounds I'm able to get from it. And my amp, the 1987X, I also can get some great tones from just straight up clean amps when I'm not able to use my Marshall. But as you can tell, guys, I am really excited with this board. Also, the power from the CS7 is very clean and I get a lot less noise, so that's awesome for me. So as always, guys, please like, please dislike, please comment, and please subscribe to the channel. And I guess I'll see you back next Sunday, guys.